Hello to all of our valued viewers. We hope you're all keeping well and in good health. We're truly grateful for your continued support, and we want to extend a huge thank you for joining us today. A lot of effort goes into creating these videos, and your support is what motivates our dedicated team to keep providing insightful content. Please consider subscribing to Jim Rohn Insights so you don't miss any of our future videos. It's a simple act that makes a world of difference. We all know how easy it is to get caught up in what everyone else is doing. We see their successes, their achievements, and we start to compare ourselves. We think we're not doing enough or moving fast enough. But here's the thing, focusing on others won't get you anywhere. Focusing on yourself is the key to creating the life you want. In this video, we're going to talk about how to stop comparing yourself to others. We'll also discuss how to stop seeking validation and how to take full control of your growth. You have the power to shape your future, and it starts with putting your energy where it really matters, on yourself. Stick around. By the end of this, you'll feel more confident, more focused, and ready to start working on your own journey to success. Stop comparing yourself to others. Life becomes so much better when you stop looking around and start looking within. A lot of people spend their days comparing themselves to others, measuring their lives by someone else's ruler. But that's not how you create a life of value. When you focus on others, you lose sight of yourself. You miss the opportunity to grow, to improve, and to reach your full potential. Think about it. When you're constantly watching what others are doing, how much time are you wasting? You could have spent that time learning a new skill, getting better at your work, or building stronger relationships. That's the trap. The way out of it is to focus on your own journey, because at the end of the day, the only person you're truly competing with is yourself. Let's start with a simple truth: comparison is a thief. It steals your happiness, your energy, and your motivation. Imagine scrolling through social media, seeing people on vacations, buying new cars, or achieving big goals. It's easy to feel like you're falling behind. But here's the thing, you're seeing their highlights, not their struggles. Everyone has challenges, setbacks, and days when they doubt themselves. Focus on your life, not their filtered version of reality. Instead of comparing, use that time to invest in yourself. Work on the things that matter to you. Maybe you've been meaning to pick up a book, take a course, or work on your health. Start there. Growth doesn't happen by accident, it happens by choice. Every small action you take adds up. You might not see the results immediately, but over time you'll notice the difference. One of the biggest mistakes people make is seeking approval from others. You don't need someone else's permission to feel good about yourself. Your worth isn't determined by likes, comments, or praise. It's determined by the effort you put into your life. When you do something well, take a moment to acknowledge it. Feel proud of the work you've done. That feeling of accomplishment is what builds true confidence. Let's talk about control. There's so much in life that's outside of your control, other people's opinions, decisions, and actions. But there's also a lot that's within your control. You control how you spend your time, how you react to challenges, and how hard you work towards your goals. When you focus on what you can control, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. Let go of what's not yours to manage and concentrate on what you can improve. Building confidence is a journey, not an overnight change. Start with small wins. It could be as simple as completing a task you've been putting off, sticking to your workout plan, or making progress on a personal project. Each win, no matter how small, is a step forward. Celebrate these moments because they remind you that you're capable of growth. Happiness isn't about what others have. It's about finding joy in your own life. Spend time doing what makes you happy, whether that's pursuing a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or simply enjoying a quiet moment. Don't let society dictate what happiness should look like for you. Define it on your own terms and live by it. One of the best things you can do for yourself is to keep learning. Life is full of lessons if you're willing to pay attention. Read books, ask questions, and try new things. Even when you make mistakes, you're learning. The key is to stay curious and open to growth. The more you learn, the more equipped you are to handle life's challenges. Patience is also essential. Too often, we expect instant results. When we don't see them, we get frustrated. But real growth takes time. It's a process, not a quick fix. Be kind to yourself. Progress might be slow, but every step forward matters. The important thing is to keep going. Don't give up on yourself just because it's taking longer than you expected. If you're looking at others, don't let it turn into competition. Instead, let it inspire you. If someone is doing well, learn from them. What habits do they have? What choices have they made? Success leaves clues, and you can use those clues to improve your own life. There's no shortage of success, it's not a limited resource. There's plenty to go around. At the end of the day, your focus determines your future. When you focus on yourself, you'll notice that things start to change. You'll feel more confident, more capable, and more in control. The distractions will fade away, and you'll see the path ahead clearly. But it all starts with a decision. A decision to focus on what matters most, your own growth, your own goals, and your own happiness. You have the power to create the life you want. It won't happen overnight, and it won't always be easy, but it's worth it. The more you focus on yourself, the more you'll realize your potential. So start today. Make that decision to invest in yourself, to celebrate your progress, and to let go of what doesn't serve you. This is your journey, and it's up to you to make it count. Invest time in your personal growth. Your life will only improve when you make the decision to grow. Growth doesn't happen by accident, it happens because you choose to work on yourself. A lot of people say they want better lives, but they spend most of their time doing things that don't move them forward. The truth is, if you want something to change, you have to put in the effort. You have to invest your time wisely. Think about where your time goes each day. Are you spending hours scrolling through your phone or watching TV? It's easy to fall into those habits, but what do they give you in return? Entertainment, sure, but growth? Not at all. If you're serious about building a better life, you need to make a choice. You need to take some of that time and use it to invest in yourself. Start by setting aside just a little time every day to work on something that matters to you. It could be reading a book, learning a skill, or even reflecting on where you're headed. You don't need hours at first, 15 or 20 minutes is a good start. The important thing is to be consistent. When you commit to small daily efforts, they add up. Over time, those small efforts become big changes. One of the most powerful ways to invest in your growth is through learning. The more you learn, the more you grow. There's so much knowledge out there, books, podcasts, courses, and conversations with people who inspire you. Make it a habit to learn something new every day. It doesn't have to be complicated. Even a single idea or piece of advice can make a huge difference if you apply it to your life. It's also important to take a look at your habits. Are they helping you or holding you back? The way you spend your time shapes your future. If you spend your evenings watching TV instead of learning a new skill or planning your goals, you're delaying your growth. That doesn't mean you can't relax or enjoy your downtime, but make sure you're also using some of your time to move forward. Another key to personal growth is setting goals. Goals give you something to aim for. Without them, it's easy to drift through life without direction. Take some time to think about what you really want. Is it better health, a new career, more financial security? Write your goals down. Be clear about what you want and why it matters to you. When you have a clear goal, you have a reason to keep pushing forward, even when things get tough. Once you've set your goals, break them down into smaller steps. Big goals can feel overwhelming, but small steps make them manageable. If your goal is to get in shape, start by committing to a 15-minute workout every day. If you want to learn a new skill, start with the basics and build from there. The key is to keep moving forward, even if the progress feels slow. Every step you take gets you closer to where you want to be. Surround yourself with people who support your growth. The people you spend time with have a big impact on your mindset and motivation. If you're around people who are always complaining or making excuses, it's harder to stay focused on your goals. But if you're around people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in you, it's much easier to stay on track. Choose your circle wisely. Don't forget to take care of your health. Personal growth isn't just about learning or achieving goals. It's also about taking care of your body and mind. Exercise regularly, eat healthy foods, and make sure you're getting enough sleep. When you feel good physically, it's easier to stay motivated and focused on your goals. Your health is a foundation for everything else in your life, so don't neglect it. Another way to grow is by stepping outside of your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen when you stay in the same place, doing the same things. It happens when you challenge yourself to try new things, take risks, and face your fears. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you grow a little stronger and a little more confident. Be patient with yourself. Growth takes time. You won't see results overnight, and that's okay. The important thing is to keep going. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it seems. Every step forward is a win. Remember, you're not competing with anyone else. Your journey is your own. Focus on becoming a better version of yourself, not on trying to outdo someone else. At the end of the day, investing in your personal growth is one of the best decisions you can make. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. When you put in the effort to grow, you're building a better future for yourself and the people around you. You're creating opportunities, building confidence, and becoming the person you were meant to be. And that's something no one can take away from you. So start today. Take a little time to reflect on where you are and where you want to go. Make a plan, set some goals, and take the first step. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start. You'll be amazed at what happens when you commit to your growth. Little by little, day by day, you'll see the results. And one day you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Avoid seeking validation from others. One of the most freeing decisions you can make is to stop living for the approval of others. Think about how much of what you do, say, or even think is shaped by what you believe others expect from you. It's exhausting, isn't it? The truth is, when you live for the opinions of others, you give away your power. You're putting your happiness and sense of worth in someone else's hands. And let's be honest, no one else is as invested in your life as you are. It's natural to want acceptance. We all like to be appreciated, to be seen as valuable. That's part of being human. But there's a difference between feeling good when someone compliments you and needing that validation just to feel okay about yourself. When you rely on others to tell you you're good enough, smart enough, or successful enough, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Why? Because you can't control what other people will think, and you never will. Here's something to think about: people are busy with their own lives. They're not sitting around judging you as much as you might think. Sure, they might have opinions, but those opinions are often more about them than they are about you. People see the world through their own experiences, biases, and insecurities. So why let their opinions dictate your life? When you seek validation from others, you end up living someone else's version of your life instead of your own. Maybe you take a job you don't love because it's what your parents want. Or you buy things you don't need because you want to impress your friends. Or you stay quiet when you really want to speak up because you're afraid of being judged. Over time, this can lead to frustration, resentment, and even a sense of emptiness. That's no way to live. The solution is to shift your focus inward. Instead of asking, "What will they think?" ask yourself, "What do I think?" Instead of wondering if others approve of your choices, ask yourself if you're proud of them. This is your life. You're the one who has to wake up every day and live it, so your opinion should matter most. Building this kind of self-reliance takes practice. Start by getting clear on your values. What really matters to you? What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to live? When you have a strong sense of your own values, it's easier to make decisions without worrying about what others think. You're anchored in who you are, and that gives you confidence. Another important step is learning to trust yourself. You're capable of making good decisions. You don't need someone else to tell you what's right for you. Of course, it's fine to seek advice or feedback when you need it. But don't let other people's opinions override your own instincts. Trust that you know yourself better than anyone else. It's also helpful to practice self-acceptance. No one is perfect, and that's okay. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy of love, respect, and happiness. Start treating yourself with the kindness and understanding you'd show a good friend. When you accept yourself, flaws and all, you'll feel less need to seek approval from others. One thing that holds many people back is the fear of judgment. But let's break that down. What's the worst that could happen if someone doesn't approve of you? Will it stop you from achieving your goals? Will it take away your skills or talents? Will it change who you are? No. Other people's opinions can only affect you if you let them. It's also worth remembering that not everyone will like you, and that's perfectly okay. You could be the kindest, smartest, most talented person in the world, and there will still be someone who doesn't see your value. That's just how life works. But the good news is, you don't need everyone to like you. What matters is that you like yourself. One practical way to stop seeking validation is to focus on your own progress and growth. Set personal goals and track your progress. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small they seem. When you're focused on becoming the best version of yourself, you'll feel less need to prove anything to anyone else. You'll be too busy building a life you're proud of. Another tip is to limit the time you spend on social media, where validation seeking is often amplified. Social media can make it easy to compare yourself to others and feel like you're falling short. But remember, people usually share the highlights of their lives, not the full picture. Don't base your worth on someone else's curated version of reality. As you practice avoiding validation seeking, you might notice moments where you still feel the pull to seek approval. That's normal. It's a process, and it takes time. The key is to catch yourself in those moments and gently remind yourself that you don't need anyone else's permission to be happy, confident, or successful. Over time, you'll notice a shift. You'll start to feel more confident in your choices, more comfortable in your own skin, and more at peace with who you are. And that's a powerful place to be. When you stop seeking validation from others, you take back your power. You start living life on your terms, not theirs. Today, make the decision to let go of the need for approval. Trust yourself, value your own opinion, and focus on what truly matters to you. You have everything you need within you to build a life that feels right, not just to others but to yourself. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. Let's take a closer look at something that can change the way you approach life, learning to control what you can and letting go of what you can't. This might sound simple, but it's one of the most empowering lessons you can ever apply to your life. Every day, you face situations that can either build you up or wear you down. Some of these situations are within your control, and some are not. The key to peace of mind and success lies in knowing the difference. When you focus your energy on what you can control, you make progress. But when you waste energy on what's outside your control, you end up frustrated and stuck. Think about it. How often do you worry about things you have no power over? Maybe it's the weather ruining your plans, the traffic making you late, or someone else's attitude affecting your mood. It's easy to get caught up in these things, but here's the truth, they're outside your control. No matter how much you stress, complain, or wish, you can't change them. And every moment you spend worrying about them is a moment you could have spent improving something you can control. What can you control? You can control your attitude. You can control your effort. You can control how you respond to challenges. These are the things that shape your life, not the external events that happen to you. Let's break this down. Your attitude is your choice. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you think about it. When something goes wrong, you can either dwell on it or look for the lesson. You can focus on what you've lost, or you can focus on what you can learn and gain. This shift in perspective changes everything. Take effort, for example. While you can't guarantee the outcome of every situation, you can control how much effort you put in. Whether it's your job, your health, or your relationships, your effort is what moves the needle. When you focus on giving your best, you'll see progress, even if it's small. And that progress adds up over time. Now let's talk about responding to challenges. Life will throw curveballs, it's inevitable. But how you handle those moments is entirely up to you. Do you let setbacks define you, or do you use them as fuel to grow? Do you let criticism discourage you, or do you take it as an opportunity to improve? The choice is always yours. On the flip side, there's so much in life that's out of your hands. You can't control other people's opinions, actions, or decisions. You can't control unexpected events, the economy, or the weather. But here's the thing, you don't have to. Trying to control the uncontrollable is like trying to hold water in your hands. The harder you try, the more it slips away. Letting go of what you can't control isn't about giving up. It's about freeing yourself from unnecessary stress and frustration. It's about focusing your energy where it truly matters. Let's say someone criticizes you unfairly. You can't control what they think or say. But you can control how you react. You can choose to ignore it, address it calmly, or use it as motivation to prove them wrong. The choice is yours, and that's where your power lies. Another example is when plans don't go as expected. Maybe you've been working hard on a project and it doesn't get the recognition you hoped for. Or maybe you had a trip planned and it gets cancelled. Instead of fixating on what went wrong, ask yourself, what can I do now? Redirect your energy towards solutions, not problems. Letting go also means accepting that not everything will be perfect. Perfection is an illusion. Life is messy, unpredictable, and sometimes downright unfair. But that's okay. It's not about controlling every little detail. It's about making the best of what you've got. One way to practice this is to focus on the present moment. Often, we get stressed because we're stuck in the past or worrying about the future. But the present is where your power is. Right now, you have the ability to make choices, take action, and create change. The past is done, and the future isn't here yet. What you do now is what matters most. Another helpful habit is to check in with yourself. When you're feeling overwhelmed, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, let it go. This simple question can save you a lot of unnecessary stress. It's also important to remind yourself that letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're choosing to focus on what truly matters. For example, if a friend is upset and you've done everything you can to help, it's okay to step back. You can't control how they feel, but you can control how much energy you invest in the situation. Over time, you'll notice a shift. When you focus on what you can control, you'll feel more empowered and less overwhelmed. You'll spend less time worrying and more time taking action. And when you let go of what you can't control, you'll feel lighter, freer, and more at peace. The world is full of distractions, challenges, and uncertainties, but you don't have to let them control your life. Focus on what you can do and let go of the rest. That's how you move forward. That's how you build a life you're proud of. Build confidence by celebrating your wins. Life is full of little victories, but here's the problem, too often we overlook them. We achieve something, and instead of pausing to celebrate, we rush to the next task or dismiss it as not a big deal. Over time, this habit can leave you feeling like you're not doing enough, even when you're working hard. But the truth is, every win matters. Whether it's completing a project, sticking to a commitment, or simply getting through a tough day, these moments deserve recognition. When you celebrate your wins, you remind yourself of what you're capable of. You give yourself credit for your effort, and that builds confidence. Confidence starts with acknowledging progress. Let's say you've set a goal to improve your health. Maybe you've started exercising regularly or making healthier food choices. Those are wins. Maybe you've committed to learning a new skill and you've made it through your first lesson. That's a win, too. Each step forward, no matter how small, is proof that you're moving in the right direction. When you celebrate these moments, you're sending yourself a powerful message: I'm making progress. I'm capable. I'm on my way. And that message builds momentum. It gives you the energy and motivation to keep going. Think about it like this: imagine you're climbing a mountain. If you only focus on how far you still have to go, you'll feel overwhelmed. But if you pause every now and then to look back at how far you've come, you'll feel encouraged. You'll see the progress you've made, and that will give you the strength to keep climbing. So how do you celebrate your wins? It doesn't have to be elaborate or expensive. It's not about throwing a party or buying something fancy. It's about taking a moment to acknowledge your effort and feel proud of what you've done. Start by keeping track of your wins. You can write them down in a journal, make a list on your phone, or even just take a mental note. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what did I accomplish today? Maybe you tackled a tough task, helped someone, or learned something new. Whatever it is, recognize it. Next, take a moment to feel good about it. Smile. Say to yourself, I did that. Allow yourself to feel proud. It might feel awkward at first, but the more you do it, the more natural it will feel. You can also share your wins with someone you trust. Tell a friend, family member, or mentor about what you've achieved. Sharing your progress not only boosts your confidence but also strengthens your relationships. When people celebrate with you, it reinforces the idea that your efforts matter. Another way to celebrate is by rewarding yourself. It doesn't have to be big: a favorite snack, some extra downtime, or watching an episode of your favorite show. The reward is a way of saying, good job, keep it up. But here's an important thing to remember: not every win will look the same. Some days your win might be big, like finishing a major project or reaching a big milestone. Other days your win might be smaller, like getting out of bed when you didn't feel like it or staying calm in a stressful situation. The size of the win doesn't matter. What matters is that you recognize it. Small wins add up. Each one builds on the last, creating a foundation of confidence and self-belief. Over time, these small wins lead to big changes. Now, let's address something that holds a lot of people back: the fear of not being good enough. This fear often comes from comparing yourself to others. But here's the truth: you're not in competition with anyone else. Your journey is your own. When you focus on your own progress and celebrate your own wins, you stop worrying about what others are doing. Confidence isn't about being the best, it's about knowing that you're doing your best. It's about seeing your own growth and being proud of it. Let me ask you this: when was the last time you gave yourself credit for something you've done? If it's been a while, start today. Look back at the past week, or even just the past day. What's one thing you did that you can be proud of? Maybe it's something as simple as keeping a promise to yourself or being kind to someone. Whatever it is, celebrate it. Building confidence takes time, and that's okay. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep moving forward. Every step counts. Every effort matters. And every win is worth celebrating. When you start to celebrate your wins, you'll notice a shift. You'll feel more capable, more motivated, and more optimistic. You'll start to see yourself as someone who can achieve great things, and that belief in yourself will open doors you never thought possible. Celebrate your wins, big or small. They all matter. They're proof that you're making progress, that you're growing, and that you're capable of achieving your goals. Celebrate them and watch your confidence grow. Focus on your own happiness. Happiness is a word that gets thrown around a lot. People talk about it like it's something you can find, or something someone else can give you. But the truth is, happiness isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you create. And the only person responsible for your happiness is you. Here's the thing: too many of us spend our time chasing someone else's version of happiness. We compare our lives to others, thinking, if I had what they have, I'd be happy. Or we rely on others to make us feel good about ourselves. But that kind of thinking will always leave you feeling empty, because happiness doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within. You can't control what other people do or what life throws at you, but you can control how you respond. And that's where happiness begins. It's about deciding to focus on what makes you feel alive, fulfilled, and at peace. It's about choosing to prioritize your own well-being instead of chasing approval or trying to live up to someone else's expectations. Let's start with a simple question: what makes you happy? Not what makes your family, friends, or co-workers happy. What makes you happy? Maybe it's spending time outdoors, reading a good book, listening to your favorite music, or learning something new. Whatever it is, it's important to know because happiness starts with understanding yourself. Take time to reflect on what truly brings you joy. When was the last time you felt really happy? What were you doing? Who were you with? What was the environment like? These moments hold clues about what matters most to you. Now, once you know what makes you happy, the next step is to prioritize it. This doesn't mean neglecting your responsibilities or ignoring others. It means carving out time for yourself and making your happiness a priority. For example, if you love painting but haven't touched a brush in years, it's time to make space for it. Set aside a few minutes each day or week to do what lights you up. If spending time with loved ones makes you happy, be intentional about scheduling time with them. If you feel happiest when you're healthy and active, make exercise and good nutrition a part of your routine. Focusing on your happiness also means saying no to things that drain you. Too often, we say yes to things out of guilt or obligation, even when we know they'll leave us feeling stressed or unfulfilled. But every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your happiness, you're saying no to something that does. Learn to set boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to protect your time and energy. In fact, it's necessary if you want to live a happy and fulfilling life. Another key to happiness is letting go of things that don't serve you. This could be toxic relationships, negative self-talk, or habits that keep you stuck. If something in your life is bringing you down, it's time to take a step back and ask yourself if it's worth holding on to. Happiness isn't about having a perfect life. It's about appreciating the life you have and making the most of it. Start by practicing gratitude. Take a moment each day to think about what you're thankful for. It could be something as simple as a sunny day, a good meal, or a kind word from a friend. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. Another way to focus on your happiness is to stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone's journey is different, and what makes someone else happy might not work for you. Social media can make this especially challenging because it often shows the highlight reel of people's lives, not the full picture. Remember, you don't have to measure up to anyone else. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. Instead of comparing, celebrate your own progress. Focus on your own path, and you'll find more joy in the journey. It's also important to surround yourself with positive influences. Spend time with people who lift you up, who encourage you, and who genuinely want to see you happy. Limit your time with those who bring negativity or drama into your life. The people you surround yourself with have a big impact on your happiness, so choose wisely. Lastly, be patient with yourself. Happiness isn't something you achieve overnight. It's a process, a daily practice. There will be ups and downs, and that's okay. Life isn't always easy, but when you focus on what matters most to you and make your happiness a priority, you'll find more peace and fulfillment along the way. You deserve to be happy, not because of what you've done or what you have, but because you're here. Because you're alive. Happiness isn't something you have to earn, it's something you can choose right here and now. So take responsibility for your happiness. Focus on what brings you joy. Let go of what doesn't. And remember, the happiest people aren't the ones who have the most, they're the ones who appreciate what they have and make the most of it. Keep learning every day. Every day is an opportunity to make progress, and you can do that by learning every day. It doesn't have to be some huge, complicated thing. The most important thing is to learn just a little bit each and every day. If you do that, you'll be amazed at the difference it can make. Now, learning isn't just about sitting in a classroom or reading a textbook. It's not about cramming information into your head just to pass a test. Learning is about growing. It's about improving yourself. It's about gaining new skills that will help you get ahead in life. The key to this is to make learning part of your everyday routine. If you can set aside just 15 to 20 minutes each day to learn something new, that's already a step in the right direction. It doesn't matter what you're learning. Just make sure it's something that's going to add value to your life. You could read a chapter from a book, listen to a podcast, watch a tutorial, or even reflect on a lesson you learned from your day. Little by little, these small, daily actions add up, and you'll start to see big changes in your life. Let me tell you why this matters. The more you learn, the more confident you become. When you learn something new, you're able to handle life's challenges better. You're able to make better decisions. You're able to see things from a new perspective. And that confidence? It's a game changer. When you believe in yourself, when you know you're capable of solving problems and handling challenges, that's when you really start moving forward. But here's the thing, learning doesn't stop. It's not a one-time event, it's a lifelong journey. There's always something new to learn. Whether you're 20 or 60, there's always room to grow, always something that can help you improve your life. If you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you start going backwards. So make learning part of your daily routine and keep that momentum going. Now you might be thinking, but I don't have time to learn every day. Well, let me ask you this, how much time do you spend watching TV, scrolling through social media, or just sitting around? I'm not saying these things are bad, but let's be honest, they don't exactly help you grow. If you can just cut back a little on those distractions and spend even a small amount of time learning, it will pay off in the long run. Learning doesn't have to be a big, time-consuming task. It's the little things that add up. It could be as simple as reading a few pages of a book while you're on your lunch break or listening to an audiobook while you're doing chores around the house. The key is consistency. Just make sure you're doing something every day to grow your knowledge. And let me tell you, this is a habit that can really change your life. When you make learning a priority, you start to see things differently. You'll start to feel more capable, more confident, and more ready to tackle whatever comes your way. It's like building muscle. The more you work at it, the stronger you get. And the more you learn, the more opportunities you'll open up for yourself. Learning is also a great way to keep your mind sharp. It keeps you engaged, keeps you thinking, and keeps you looking for new solutions to the challenges that come your way. It doesn't matter if you're learning about your job, your hobbies, or just life in general. As long as you're learning, you're growing. Here's the truth, success doesn't just happen. It's the result of consistent action, and learning is one of the most important actions you can take. It doesn't matter where you start, what matters is that you're always moving forward. And the more you learn, the faster you move. It's easy to look at someone else and think, I'll never be as good as them. But the truth is, they've probably just been learning more than you. The difference isn't talent, it's effort. And that's something you have control over. So, instead of comparing yourself to others, ask yourself, what can I learn today? What can I do to get just a little bit better today? The good news is, the more you learn, the more you realize that the possibilities are endless. There's no limit to how much you can improve yourself, how much you can grow, and how much you can achieve. The only limit is how much you're willing to learn. So, if you want to change your life, if you want to create new opportunities for yourself, start by making learning a daily habit. Make it a priority and don't stop. There's always something new to learn, always something that can help you get to the next level. The more you learn, the more you'll grow, and the more you'll achieve. Keep learning, and you'll start to see your life shift in ways you never thought possible. It's not about being perfect, it's about getting better, step by step. So start today. Learn something new. Take one small step towards improving your life, and keep moving forward. You've got this. Be patient with yourself. We live in a world where everything seems to move fast. We want quick results, instant gratification, and the feeling that we're always making progress. And while that's great, here's the truth, real growth takes time. Be patient with yourself. You might feel like you're not where you want to be, or that things aren't happening as quickly as you hoped. But let me tell you, that's okay. It's part of the process. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the little, everyday steps that build up over time and create real change. If you can just take a breath and remind yourself that growth takes time, you'll be in a much better place mentally and emotionally. Think about it like this: when you plant a seed, you don't expect it to turn into a full-grown tree overnight. It takes time for the seed to grow into something strong and lasting. Your growth is the same way. It's not always visible right away, but every day you're taking steps, planting seeds, and working toward your future. That takes time, and that's okay. It's easy to get frustrated when you feel like things aren't moving fast enough, but if you rush the process, you'll miss out on the valuable lessons that come from going through the journey. Every step you take, even the small ones, is important. Every mistake, every setback, is part of the learning process. Don't be so hard on yourself when things don't go as planned. The most important thing is to keep going. Remember, nobody becomes successful in a day. There's no secret formula or shortcut. It's the day in, day out work that makes the biggest difference. You may not see the progress today, but if you're consistent, it will show up tomorrow. So don't measure your success based on how fast things happen. Measure it based on how much effort you put in, how much you learn, and how far you've come, no matter how small those steps might feel in the moment. Being patient with yourself means giving yourself permission to take your time. It means understanding that growth is not linear, and that's perfectly fine. You're going to have good days and bad days. You're going to have moments where you feel like you're on top of the world, and then you'll have days where everything feels like it's falling apart. But don't let those tough days define you. Let the consistency of your effort and your commitment to moving forward be what defines you. And don't forget to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. Every time you learn something new, every time you make progress, that's something to be proud of. Don't wait until you've reached the big goal to give yourself credit. Every step forward matters, and every step forward counts. Be patient with yourself as you go through the process. So, take it one day at a time. Stay focused on the things you can control. Put in the work and trust that everything will fall into place in due time. When you look back, you'll see just how far you've come, and that feeling of knowing you stuck with it, that you didn't give up, is worth everything. The truth is, growth doesn't have an exact timeline, and that's okay. Don't rush it. Don't pressure yourself to have everything figured out right away. The key is to stay consistent, stay positive, and keep showing up for yourself no matter what. You're doing better than you think. Just keep going and be patient with the process. The greatest achievements in life come from consistency, perseverance, and patience. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be right now. Keep putting in the work, and the results will come. You've got this. Just give yourself the time you deserve to grow into the person you're meant to be. Use others as inspiration, not competition. Let's be honest for a second, it's easy to get caught up in comparing yourself to others. We live in a world where everyone seems to be showing off their success, their achievements, their highlights. And it's easy to start thinking, why am I not there yet? But here's a simple truth I want you to hold on to: use others as inspiration, not competition. Too often, we look at someone else's life, their career or their success, and we think we have to beat them or somehow be better than them. We see someone who's ahead of us, and we either feel discouraged or we get jealous. But that mindset only holds us back. Instead, change your perspective. When you see someone doing well, let that inspire you, not make you feel less than. The truth is, there's more than enough success to go around. There's no need to compete with anyone else. Your journey is your own, and just because someone else is ahead doesn't mean you're falling behind. Their success doesn't take away from yours. If anything, their success should be a sign that it's possible for you too. When someone else achieves something, instead of feeling threatened or jealous, look at it as proof that it can be done. If they can do it, so can you. Think about the people you admire, whether it's someone in your industry, someone who's built a business, or someone who's living the life you dream of. They didn't get there by being perfect. They got there by showing up, putting in the work, and learning from their mistakes. And so can you. Use their story to motivate you, to remind you that success is possible and it's achievable. When you use others as inspiration, you stop focusing on beating them. Instead, you focus on your own growth. You start asking, what can I learn from them? Instead of viewing them as competitors, you view them as teachers, showing you what's possible if you put in the effort and stay committed. That shift in mindset is huge. It stops you from wasting energy on unnecessary comparisons and redirects it toward what really matters, your own progress. Let's also remember, everyone's journey is different. You don't know what someone had to go through to get to where they are. They might have faced challenges that you're not even aware of. So instead of comparing your behind the scenes with their highlight reel, take a step back and recognize that everyone is on their own path. What's important is that you stay focused on yours. Here's another point: when you see someone doing well, don't just admire them from a distance. Reach out. Ask questions. Build relationships. A lot of successful people are more than happy to share what they've learned because they understand the value of helping others grow. When you approach others as inspiration, you can learn from their mistakes, their successes, and their experience. You get the chance to shorten your own learning curve just by being open and willing to learn. Remember, your success isn't dependent on someone else's failure. The world is big enough for everyone to win. There's room for your success alongside theirs. If you spend all your time worrying about beating someone else or being in competition with them, you're missing out on the real opportunity, which is to grow, to learn, and to get better every day. The way you think about others is key to your own mindset. When you see someone ahead of you and instead of feeling discouraged, you feel motivated, you're adopting a powerful mindset. You're choosing to celebrate their wins while staying focused on your own growth. It's not about tearing others down to build yourself up, it's about lifting each other up, learning from each other, and creating an environment where everyone can succeed. So next time you feel that comparison creeping in, pause for a second. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this person? Instead of focusing on the differences between you, focus on how their success can inspire you to reach for your own. Remember, their journey isn't your journey, and that's okay. Their success doesn't take anything away from you. If anything, it shows you what's possible. If you keep this mindset, if you keep looking at others as inspiration instead of competition, you'll be surprised at how quickly your own life begins to change. You'll start focusing on what you can do, what you can improve, and where you can go. And with that kind of mindset, there's nothing that can stop you. So, take the lessons, take the inspiration, and go create your own success. The only person you need to compete with is the person you were yesterday. You have the power to create your future. You know, it's easy to think that life just happens to us, that we're at the mercy of circumstances, other people's decisions, or luck. But let me tell you something, you have the power to create your future. The life you want doesn't depend on waiting for things to fall into place. It depends on the choices you make today. Too many people sit around and wait for the perfect opportunity. They think, if I just wait a little longer, things will work out. But here's the truth, opportunities don't just come to you, you have to go after them. You have to take control. And the best part? The power to shape your future is in your hands right now, in the decisions you make every single day. The future you want is the result of the actions you take today. And that's the good news. You don't have to wait for some big, life-changing event. You can start making those changes right now. Everything you need to build the future you desire is already within you, but it's up to you to bring it out. Here's the thing, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to give you the perfect life on a silver platter. If you want something better, you have to be the one who makes it happen. That might sound intimidating, but it's actually empowering. The fact that you have the power to decide where you want to go in life means that you're in control. And when you realize that, a whole new world of possibilities opens up. The way you think about your future is the first step. If you believe that your future is shaped by the actions of others or by circumstances you can't control, then you're giving away your power. But when you start believing that you are the one in charge, everything changes. Your mindset shifts. You start to see the opportunities around you. You stop waiting for things to happen, and you start making things happen. I want you to understand this clearly. Your future is not determined by where you've been, but by where you're going. It doesn't matter what mistakes you've made or how far you feel you are from your goals. What matters is that you take ownership of your future starting today. You don't need to know exactly how everything will turn out. You just need to make a decision to move forward, one step at a time. There's power in taking responsibility. When you take responsibility for your life, you stop blaming others. You stop complaining, and you start looking for ways to improve. The power to create your future comes from your ability to make decisions and take action. Every small decision you make today is creating the life you'll live tomorrow. I get it, sometimes the road ahead doesn't seem clear. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the what ifs and doubts. But remember, every successful person had to face the unknown. The key is not to have everything figured out from the start. The key is to start and then adjust as you go. The more you take action, the clearer your path becomes. And the more you move forward, the more you build the future you want. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you it's your time. Your time is now. And the more you take action, the more confidence you build. The more confidence you have, the more you'll believe in your ability to create the future you want. It's a cycle that just keeps building. The more you work on yourself, the more you believe in your power. Make a decision. Make one small change. Whether it's reading something new, setting a goal, or reaching out to someone who can help you get closer to your dreams. It doesn't matter how big or small. What matters is that you're taking action, because that action is what's going to create the life you want. The truth is, there's no one who knows you better than you know yourself, and there's no one who can create your future better than you can. So stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for things to be perfect. Just start. Because when you take that first step, you're already on your way to creating the future you've always dreamed of. It all starts with the belief that you have the power to change your life, that you have the power to create your future. And when you embrace that, you become unstoppable. Because no one can stop you from going after what you want. You are the creator of your own destiny, and the choices you make today will shape the future you live tomorrow. You've got the power. It's all in your hands. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to keep waiting, or are you going to start creating? The future is yours, and it begins right now. As we wrap up, remember this: you're in charge of your life. The more you focus on your own growth, your own goals, and your own happiness, the more you'll move toward the future you've always dreamed of. It won't happen overnight, but every small step you take gets you closer. So stop looking around and start looking within. Take action today. You've got the power to shape your future, and it all begins with focusing on yourself. Keep moving forward and believe in the journey you're on. The best is yet to come. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to Jim Rohn Insights. Your support allows us to continue bringing you valuable content. We're grateful for your time, and we hope to see you in the next video.